Hello. Let me repeat myself. This is a list of every game that I beat on stream in some fashion today. These are not like I didn't complete them. For example, Zero Ranger, I would say I want to go back and finish fully, but I did see like an ending on it. So I'm putting it in here. Okay. So I guess I'll just try to start back as early and go in order from what I can remember. First thing I ever streamed was Balatro. It's pretty fun. I feel like I kind of got everything that I wanted out of it, and I'm very cautious, I guess, about like getting into a game with like a loop like that. I feel like I have enough other things to keep me that way, so I don't really need something like that to waste my time on. Hello, lesbian Donkey Kong, welcome. Let's see, what did I play from there? I remember El Shaddai Ascension of the Metatron was pretty early. I already knew this was the GOAT. A lot of the games that I played in my first year, I think there was a decent amount of them that I was playing because I already knew that they were very cool and I wanted to just like show them to people. But yeah, El Shaddai, Ascension of the Metatron, amazing game. Highly recommend everybody check it out. If you haven't already, you can go back and look at these VODs with like my ancient first model, old formula. They're still out there. Let's see. What else was super early on? I think Pseudo Regalia I played pretty early on as well. And I really like that game. Beautiful game. Wonderful game. I love Sybil. I love the vibes in that strange dreamscape castle zone. That was a lot of fun. I actually might need to pull up my own freaking YouTube page to like get the order right here. I guess it doesn't matter too much. What else was early on? I feel like... Wait, did I forget Terranigma? No, there it is. Okay. I feel like Terranigma... I'm kind of not sure because I had played a little bit of it before. And so I knew it was cool, but I definitely had not gotten very far in it. Like, I had only gotten to, like, a little bit beyond the start of the surface world in that before. So I think I'm going to put it here, but I did already know that it was cool. And this game did make me cry. I cried about this game. So that is definitely going into my factoring of its rank. Great. Let's see, Brainlord. Brainlord, pretty fun. I'm not the biggest fan of it. This was one of those games that was like, I played a little bit of it when I was much younger, and I was curious to just like go back and see it through, finish it, see what I was missing out on after all these years, and I don't know, it was fine. It's an interesting game. You got to go to Toronto in it, that's true. There's like a big cockroach that's like the first boss in the game. There's like a evil eye machine that sucks you in and is really annoying to fight. I think this one's just a game, actually. I'm changing my mind. It is funny that it's named Brainlord. I think that's maybe one of the best things about it, is that it's named Brainlord. Okay. Let's see, I seem to remember Donkey Kong and Kirby's Dream Land being pretty much same stream, kind of around this time. These are two Game Boy games that I played a lot growing up throughout my years, so old favorites, really quick little games. They're not very long at all, being on the Game Boy. Yeah, I really like them. They're pretty cool. Kirby's Dream Land 1 is a game you can play and beat in like 15 or 20 minutes, which is awesome. Even if you're just like playing it for the first time, it's not very challenging, it's not very long, but it has a lot of charm and character to it that I really love. And then 1994 Donkey Kong, one of my favorite platformers. Is Garou on here? Getting third place is basically beating it. Oh man, maybe I should. I'll put it in later. What was I gonna say? Donkey Kong 94 though, lesbian Donkey Kong. It introduced so many of Mario's like iconic moves that he still has to this day. I don't know, it's just like, it's really fun and like snappy for a Game Boy platformer. I don't know, it's like they knocked it out of the park so early, and then I feel like nothing else really compares with it on the platform. Super Mario Land, I played it when I was younger, but I do think that it's just a game. It's a game you can play. It is a, you know, serviceable Game Boy platformer. It's fine. It's pretty short. It has some silly music in it. It's got some funny enemies that don't really show up again in the rest of Mario. It was the first one they tried to make, so very reasonable that such was the case. Let's see. I feel like I did... Link's Awakening I actually played a randomizer of, but I already knew it was great. It's one of my favorite Zelda games, possibly the favorite. Very big influence on me and sort of my general tastes, I think. Yeah, loved it. Loved it. Again, playing it randomized. Very cool. Let's see. I think another early-ish one around this time was in the summertime last year. I played the 4-Job Fiesta Final Fantasy V, which is amazing game. I already knew it was great. I've played it many times just for how good it is, how fun the job system is to play with. You know, it's a testament to how cool it is that they can run that event every year and people keep wanting to do it. It's just fun. I really recommend it if you are interested in RPGs, or if you've played the game before and want to like mix it up a little bit, not just default to all the super strong stuff that you relied on the first time through. It'll force you to really think about like how you can combine the things that you do have access to in fun ways that you might not have thought about if you didn't have the restrictions. It's very fun. Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise. It's a randomizer of Final Fantasy IV. It's pretty cool, pretty fun. It turns the whole game into an open world sort of scavenger hunt kind of thing. The randomizer settings let you pick all sorts of win conditions for it, so it's not necessarily just get to the final boss and beat it. You might have to do other stuff first. The game might just end when you do whatever missions you pick for yourself. There's so much flexibility to it. The community is really neat. They run, I think they're still running like weekly sort of speed run races of seeds that people pick out. Just because there's like so much stuff you can do with it. It's really awesome. It's one of my favorite randomizers out of any that I've played. Partially just because I like Final Fantasy IV so much, but also I just think it's really unique the way that it's executed. Yeah, it's super cool. Mercurius Pretty. Badass game. Raising our homunculi together, our little bokulim. That was really cool. It was a bit of a hassle to set up all the PC98 stuff, but it was well worth the trouble. I definitely want to go back and just like play around with it some more and see maybe a different ending. I might stream that, I might not. We'll see. But yeah, that was amazing. Obviously, like, very fitting theming for the channel, for what we do around here. It was a blast. Very cute game. I love weird PC 98 games. They're so cool. Let's see. Brave Fencer Musashi. I knew that one was amazing. I actually have... Technically, I've streamed this game twice in my first year of streaming, because I streamed it on my channel, and then I also streamed it over on Gpool's channel. Or, you know, I watched Gpool play it, and I was backseating and questioning their every decision and getting nervous that they wouldn't heal themselves. Really fun game, though. I really love it. It holds up, in my opinion. It's a little rough around the edges. It's so charming, though. I love it. I think everybody should give it a look if they haven't already. Truly a PS1 classic. I'm always recommending it to people. Yeah, it was actually my recommendation for Gpool to play it, because I was like, hey, have you played this game? I feel like you would probably like it. I think you would probably think it was funny. And I was right. I got the read. But I think anyone with good taste would see how amazing that game is. Let's see. I'm sort of getting lost in time here. Legend of Dragoon, that was not on my channel. That was on Soleil Machine's channel. And that was a lot of fun. I really love that game. I already knew that game was great. It was really nice to see it again with fresh eyes as an adult homunculus. I think it is just like so beautiful for a PS1 game. The cutscenes are so cinematic. Again, a little rough around the edges. The translation's a bit odd. I feel like we were using a mod to sort of like iron out some of the weird details about the original release, but it can definitely be a little difficult to play. However, I think it's amazing. It's so earnest and fun. There's so much just like silly, chuny shit in it. It's what JRPGs are all about, in my opinion. Even though they were like obviously trying to trail on the success of other high-selling PS1 RPGs at the time. But another game I played this year that was also chasing those coattails, I believe. Ancient Roman, The Power of Darkside. One of my new favorite RPGs. What a game that was. I'm so glad that it got a fan translation. It's the Final Fantasy killer, dude. Like, Final Fantasy is cooked. It's over. It's better than Final Fantasy. Playing this game with the fan translation really had me feeling like I think more Kusoge and like mid games should get fan translations. It shouldn't just be the big fan favorite series getting their untranslated games brought over by the fans. I think we need more Ancient Romans. We need more stuff like that. That's just sort of like, you know, kind of bad, but doing its own thing in a very charming way. But also, translating stuff's a lot of work, so I understand why that doesn't happen so much. Look into more of the fan translations by the people who did Ancient Roman, because that's like their bread and butter. Maybe I will do that. I don't think I ever thought to like look into them, but if they've got other funny shit for me, I will play it. That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. Ancient Roman, I went into it obviously knowing that it was going to be like Kusoge, kind of like, I've seen the memes from it. But I feel like there's really something there, you know? Like, they weren't trying to make a kusoge. They weren't trying to make something that was like, oh my gosh, Minaxi and 24 Raiders, hello, welcome. How's it going, everybody? I'm just ranking all the games that I played in my first year of streaming, because tomorrow is my stream anniversary, stream birthday, whatever you want to call it. The first day that I started streaming was March 24th, 2024. So, welcome, everybody. What were you up to today, Minaxi? Oh, it was so fun playing Garou with you yesterday after the tournament. Let's see, what was I going to say? Ancient Roman, there's something to it, I think. There's a lot of heart in it. They weren't trying to make a shitty kusoge. They were just like making a game, you know? It's a game that they made. But it's fun. There's got like the sort of anime tropes in it. They're kind of riffing on. The crazy cutscenes. They're so goofy looking. That guy dissolving into a million particles while he's pogging out. Played Super Punch-Out. Got to Super Macho Man and couldn't beat him. He's so tough. Oh gosh. I haven't played Super Punch-Out. I've only played Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, or whatever the Mr. Dream version is. Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream. Never super. But sounds like hopefully you had a good time despite Super Macho Man's antics. Let's see. Going back in time here. I think some of this is starting to get a little fuzzy. I played Rabbit and Steel on my channel with my dear friend Nimimu. Just the once. We ran a few runs through it because it's, you know, that kind of game. You know, it's like a roguelike sort of loot game. Run takes maybe like an hour or so. We played a few runs of that. It was pretty fun. I really like that game. I like the music, the character designs and stuff. It's getting some kind of big update in the near future. So I'm excited to see what that's all about. They're probably going to add a couple of character classes. They're adding like new bosses and zone and stuff. So I might stream that when it comes out. Maybe I'll ask and see if any friends want to play it with me. I really like that game though. It's like, I've talked about it a little bit on stream before, but in the past I did a lot of Final Fantasy XIV raiding, which is like clearly a large inspiration for Rabbit and Steel. And it's nice that it really like captures the feeling of all that stuff of like, you know, doing these intricate like dodges of attacks while also coordinating with your team. Yeah, it's so fun. And it's like, you get all of that, but without the fucking bullshit gear treadmill grind from playing an MMORPG. It's very fun. I would like to play more of that game. I played Atelier Aisha, and I quite liked that game. I usually have a hard time sticking with Atelier games, but I feel like the sort of setting and tone of the Dusk trilogy had me really interested in it. And I do think at some point I want to get back to playing the rest of the trilogy. So Esha and Logi, and then I forget what the third one is. Is that Lydia, Suel, Sophie? I can't even remember. Shally. Okay, great. I want to play those. I watched my dear sweet friend Hollowbell play a little bit of Esha and Logi, but I want to play it for myself and see what happens out there. Fun thing about the Atelier series is like, if you play the first in a trilogy and you do like the setting and characters, then you get to see them age up a bit, change outfits, kind of like change their position in the world as the trilogy goes on. Very neat little thing about those. Let's see. I think it was around here that I played Toho, Mountain of Faith. And I think that game is pretty fun. I don't know. It feels like not necessarily the kind of game that I want to grind and get good at so that I can see the extra bosses and stuff. But I did have a fun time learning to play it and 1cc it on easy mode. So yeah, it was a good time. Good to get a little tiny bit of Toho experience because I don't really know much of anything about it outside of what I learned there. I've seen the characters around so much. I've seen those girls doing things together. And I've only barely met some of them. Maybe more Toho in the future. I don't know. I feel like I'm not super shmup guy, but every now and then there will be something that makes me want to play it. One of those that I've been thinking about a lot is Zero Ranger, which I feel like I was kind of feeling sour on just because of how difficult the ending stuff is. But at the same time, I keep thinking about going back to finish it. So I feel like that's something, at least. I might give it a try sometime in the near future. It's a really cool game. I had a good time playing it. I think it's just like when you get to the difficult final sections after however many hours long stream, and then losing means you have to start all the way over. Oh, it's just so heartbreaking as a streamer. But I do want to see it through. I think I can do it. I was only like one hit away before on my final run that broke my spirit. So I'll have to just practice up again, get back in there, see what it's all about. Let's see. This is also fuzzy territory. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. I had played it before streaming it. I love that game. I still love that game. It's awesome. Everybody should play it. You can have a great time with it. You can mod in all kinds of crazy characters. You can probably like make your own character mod if you really want to. It's cool. The soundtrack is great. It feels so good to move around in it. The story is a lot more compelling than I expected it to be when I first played it. Yeah, I don't know. Just good character drama for what it is. I like it a lot. And I think everybody should give it a try. Let's see. You've yet to play it, but you should beat Jet Set Radio first. My secret is that I have not beaten any of the Jet Set Radio games. I have barely played the first one. I've put more time into Future than the original, but I still didn't get super far in it. So really, like, of that set of games, Bomber Cyberpunk is the only one that I've seen all the way through. Or played a significant amount of. Let's see. Downwell. I think Downwell is pretty fun. I played it because I thought about it one day and I was like, you know, that game is pretty fun. I should stream it. And then I did, and it was pretty fun. It's only $3 or something when it's not on sale. So if you want to play like a kind of like twitchy action roguelike sort of falling game, Downwell, really cool. I like it very much. Bomb Rush is a more complete version of Future. I would agree with that, I think. I think there was some stuff that definitely felt like it was missing in Future that feels a bit better in Bomb Rush. Like, I guess going back a bit, the movement stuff in it and like the kind of trick comboing system where it's not like they borrowed some ideas from the Tony Hawk's Pro Skating games, but the way that the combo scoring works is more about like taking unique corners in the stage rather than just mashing tricks as much as you can. So I feel like that was like a really neat thing to add to a Jet Set Radio game, and also it was like kind of an interesting sort of fork for like that style of like Tony Hawk extreme sports action arcadey game. Yeah, really good stuff. I'm really looking forward to whatever their next game is. Okay. At some point, I played 3D Dot Game Heroes. That game is pretty fun. That's one that I had played in the past and kind of wanted to see how I felt about it after all these years, after all this time. I haven't played it since it was released. Yeah, it was fine. It was fun. I liked the little voxel character creator thing. I made a little Quettatonia in that. That was fun. Go on a little adventure, have a way too fucking big sword. See a bunch of old gaming references on the PS3. Yeah, that was so cute. That was so fun. Let's see. The World Ends With You is, of course, one of the GOATs. We knew that. I knew that going in. I brought it in because I knew it's one of the coolest RPGs that has ever been made, and a lot of people don't necessarily want to play a whole ass RPG. A lot of people don't want to play a Nintendo DS RPG in 2024. So yeah, I wanted to share it with the world, and I still really love that game. That's another game that made me cry on stream. It's really fantastic. I really love the DS version of the game, so I was really happy that I could come up with a way that I could play that version for the stream. And yeah, I think it came out great. The little Nintendo DS scene that I set up was so fun. I asked people to share with me some stickers to put on it, and a couple people came in with some fun ideas. That was great. I'm definitely going to reuse that little scene if I ever play another DS game, which I might. I don't know if I have any planned for the near future, but I will be playing some at some point. I can already think of a couple. Okay. I think we might be getting into Castlevania time. So some of you already know about this, but a friend of the channel, twitch.tv/dotlevel, has a Classicvania challenge every October. Just asking streamers or, video makers to play the classic Castlevania games. You can go for Deathless, you can go for just a normal clear, you can play them however you like, but just getting people to check them out. And so I checked them out. I checked some of them out. First, I played the original Castlevania for the Nintendo Entertainment System. And I thought it was pretty fun. It was definitely challenging in the way that a lot of, Nintendo action platformer games are, but it, was very doable. I feel like it was very learnable. There's a lot of like really strong stuff in that game, strong strategies that kind of trivialize some of the enemies and bosses. So once you know about those, just getting through on like a casual playthrough is not so bad. I had a good time with it. I'm glad that I saw it through and played it because it is such a, it's a classic. Set off the whole series. It inspired so many other games that came after it. It's really cool stuff. Let's see. And then I played Castlevania 3. I think I that one's actually a little bit above Castlevania original for me. I had a really good time with it. I'm quite curious to see what it looks like if you pick the other characters, aside from, Belnades. But it felt really nice to play. It's very long and difficult, but I had a good time with it. Castlevania Legends. I don't know. I feel like putting it in It Was a Game feels a little crueler than I want to be to it, but it wasn't that fun. There's definitely some like weird shit about this game. I think it's a game. I think it's just a game. I do love Sonya, female Belmont. We have to respect that. But Konami sure didn't. Her second game got canceled, which is too bad. Rondo of Blood. I loved this game. It was so fun to finally play it. I've played Symphony of the Night before, which obviously has direct ties to Rondo of Blood. So seeing kind of what this game was all about, it feels like it really captures the sort of classic Castlevania feel really well. Yeah, I was very impressed by it. I love the backgrounds and the sprite work and the music. In all of them, really, but especially in Rondo of Blood. I feel like that game is so beautiful. Very cool stuff. Then Castlevania Judgment. This was also a game, I feel. I played this one kind of as a goof during the Classicvania month, just because, like, I think I had like a short stream time and I was like, okay, I don't want to try and sit down and get into an actual Castlevania game and probably not have enough time to actually see it through. So I'm just going to put this on and see what it's all about, because I was always curious about it. The Castlevania versus like 3D fighting game with character designs by the dude who drew Death Note. Of course I would be curious about it. And I do think it was sort of like Castlevania Legends, where I don't think that it was as bad as I thought it was going to be going in. Like, people definitely made it sound worse than it was, but it also wasn't like that good either. It was fine. It was a game. I don't even know if I'm going to use this bottom category, really, because I didn't... I feel like anything that I would feel this way about, I didn't finish. So I would put Mega Man X3 and X6 in here, for sure. But, yeah. Anyway. Thinking about that because, again, I'm sort of losing track of the order of events, but at some point I started replaying / playing for the first time the Mega Man X series. I'm still kind of working on that. I intend to get back to it. Yeah, Mega Man X, I already knew it was good, actually. You've heard it Everybody knows that it's good. People say that because it's true. It's just a pretty cool, tightly designed, very solid game, especially for the time, coming off of some of the classic Mega Man games that were coming out around that time. Definitely just feels a lot more like complete and kind of well considered in its design. It's pretty freaking good, I think. And I also think that Mega Man X2 is pretty freaking good. I feel like I don't like if somebody says they like X more than X2, or if they like X2 more than X, like either of those is fine to me. I think I like X2 a bit more, just because I think the air dash is really cool. I think the 3 Maverick Hunters that sort of teleport around between the stages when you're picking stages is a fun thing to kind of think about. It's a fun little wrinkle to add to the formula. Yeah, I don't know. I just like that game. I think it's good. Has good music. The Mavericks are fun in that one. It's cool. X3 I didn't finish, so I didn't put it on here, but I got most of the way to the end. I really don't like that game. I feel like if I was a 10-year-old and I just got my one video game that I'm gonna get for this half of the year, and it was the only game I had, maybe I would feel differently about it. But as an adult homunculus with so many games to play, I feel like the level of sort of repetition and like re-exploration that would be required for me to like get everything that I wanted to get in that game is not really what I want from the series. X4 though, that's pretty good. Pretty fun. I knew it was pretty good. I still feel like it's pretty good. I feel like I'm not necessarily as high on it as a lot of other people are. But I do think it's good. The cutscenes are fun. The music is fun. The graphics are nice. It's not too bullshit compared to some of the other X series games. Yeah, I like it. The first fully playable Zero game. Gotta respect it for that. Let's see. Mega Man Extreme. I think this is a game. It's like cool that they mostly got the Mega Man X feeling on the Game Boy Color, but it's kind of, I don't know. It just felt kind of like mid to me, I guess. And the structure of it is a bit odd in that, there's only 4 Mavericks available to pick at the start. And then after that point, you kind of go to the fortress stage, and there's like a second mode where you can pick the other 4. And then there's a third mode where you fight all 8 of them, and then there's like a real final fortress where you do it all, you do everything. I don't know. I just not really a fan of, I don't know. I just like the normal Mega Man format, I think, for that kind of game. That's just the formula for the Game Boy Mega Mans. Well, I didn't really like it in the Game Boy Classic Mega Man games either, to be honest. I think it feels worse when it's pulling from like Mavericks and Robot Masters that already existed. Because like, I don't know, it felt bad in like Mega Man World 1 through 4, where they're like pulling from Mega Man 1 through 6 enemies. But in Mega Man 5, where it was like all original guys, I feel like it didn't bother me as much that it was 4 and 4. I don't know. It's just weird. I didn't really care for it. I heard that Extreme 2 is a little better, but I'm not 100 on that. X5 is pretty fun. I talked about it on stream a bit, but I feel like I might even like X5 a bit more than X4. Just because I think the like story and world building in Mega Man X5 is really interesting. And they kind of built on that stuff more in X6, even though they like maybe shouldn't have, because I think the series was supposed to originally end with X5. But when I played X6, that was something that I really enjoyed about it, kind of the weird state of the world of Reploids. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like they had some interesting ideas for it. That's as far as I've gotten in the Mega Man X series so far. I'll probably get back to the rest at some point. My spirit hasn't been crushed yet, but I'm always going into these with the promise that I may not finish them. I'm just checking them out. I want to finish them if I can. And I know that X7 and X8 are special. I've heard things about them. So we'll see how I feel when I get there. Live Alive? I'm gonna put this one in the new love section because I've only played the original before and the remake was new to me, and I felt like the remake really like super delivered and more on everything that I liked about the original game. And like, I don't know, it was a great interpretation of it. I think it's fun that they got a lot of the original people back on for it. The new music is really nice. The new stuff that they added to the like final chapter was good. It felt like something that, you know, maybe they wanted it to be there originally, but they just didn't have like time or cartridge space for it. I don't know. It is good. I always get a little wary when a remake of a game like adds new stuff to it, because I'm a bit worried that they will kind of miss the tone of the original, or like, you know, maybe they'll focus on something that was not necessarily important or what the work was about to me. But I feel like here it was really well executed, and it seems like most people I know that have played both really enjoyed it as well. So that was a great time. Have I ever tried the Zero games? I think I played Mega Man Zero 1 a little bit back in the day. I don't remember if I beat it or not. I definitely want to play the Mega Man Zero games. That was kind of the plan after I finish Mega Man X series, is to potentially check those out, as well as some of the other Mega Man series. I really want to play Mega Man Legends and Legends 2. I want to play Mega Man Zero. I want to play the ZX series. I want to play like one of the Battle Network games. I'm not going to play all of them. Oh, and I can't forget Tronbon. I'm sorry. I gotta go send her a $50,000 check for forgetting about her. Yeah, I want to see that game too. That'll be so fun. We'll see though. I've got a lot of stuff planned. Okay. Originally, I was going to play Castlevania Bloodlines on Halloween, actually, but on on the night of Halloween, and then like for a week immediately after, I was like so incredibly violently sick. I was like the sickest I had ever been, or you know, at least that I can remember. So I didn't get to play Castlevania Bloodlines in October, but I came back for it in like January, I'm pretty sure, early on this year. That game is super cool. I like that game a lot. I have not played a lot of Sega Genesis games in general. I've not played a lot of classic Castlevania games before this little challenge this last October that I participated in. And yeah, I feel like this one really like. I mean, I really liked a lot of the games that I played, but Bloodlines was so unique and cool. I really love Eric's spear moves. I might give it a try sometime with Jonathan Morris, but I'm not sure. Eric is too good to pass up. Yeah, that was a good time. I'm glad that I decided to go back for it once I had some time. That was good. Let's see. Moemon Star Emerald. I didn't technically beat this game, but I did beat my donation goal for it, so I did win. I played this to raise moving funds for myself. People were very generous with giving me money for the various antics that were occurring in the game. That shit is way too hard to play as a Nuzlocke, just so you know. But it was fun. It was fun to look at. It's one of those ROM hacks that, like, they wanted to make the battles feel like you were playing against an actual human trainer. So, like, you know, held items, there's items getting used all the time. It's, like, a lot harder to win each battle. And if you try to combine that with Nuzlocke rules, it is unfortunately a bit difficult. But I still loved what we saw of it. The event itself was a big success, obviously. I still really appreciate that. Everybody who was able to hang out or help out, either way. Couldn't have done it without you. I love to view the girls. A lot of awesome girls in that Moemon. I loved the surprise of, like, entering a new route or area and interacting with the sign and getting to see all the Moemon that I could maybe get in that zone. Just, like, never knowing what exactly to expect because we've got, like, so many artists working on it with so many different design standards. Yeah, it's just, it's fun. Very strange little project that's been going on across different versions of the Pokemon games for so many years. The Pelipper Big Naturals, that was a funny bit. I like that one. I think about that sometimes. What else? We've got Pocky and Rocky. I think that game was pretty fun. I collaborated on my channel with Krungo Kong to play that game. Little fightcade, Pocky and Rocky. Yeah, it was cute. I like that game. Sort of a weird, arcadey sort of, I guess it's a shmup. Love the sprite work of, like, the environments and the characters. All the, like, Japanese yokai-themed enemies. Pocky and Rocky themselves are very cute. It was fun. Glad to finally see what that game was all about, because I had heard about it and seen it, but never really played it for myself. Awesome stuff. This is Evo, the Theory of Evolution, which I played over with Tristy Alacria on their channel. I mean, I guess you could call it a prequel to Evo, the Search for Eden. You know, it was the game that the team worked on before that, for PC98. And yeah, it was great that that game got a fan translation. I feel like there's just a lot more weird shit in that game compared to Evo, the Search for Eden, which, like, don't get me wrong, is still a very weird game. Like, the vibes in that game are interesting, and I do feel like I want to go back and look at it again after playing the Theory of Evolution, but I do kind of feel like the theory of evolution probably blows it out of the water in terms of just like the sort of weird page turner-y vibes of like, fuck, what am I gonna turn into next? What is gonna happen in the story next? It's quite awesome. It was a good time over there. Tristy, a long time friend of mine. Yeah, always great to do stuff with them. Glad they had me on for that. Glad they thought of me when they saw that the fan translation was released and wanted to check it out together. Yeah, that was great. I do kind of want to go back and see some of those other bad endings sometime, because there's supposed to be a lot of them, just for, like, evolving the wrong way at different points throughout time. But yeah, I like that game a lot. And then, last but not least, Neo: The World Ends With You that I finished just earlier today. I had already played this game once before when it launched. I knew that it was something really special, that, you know, a lot of stuff in it kind of stuck with me since playing it at release. So coming back to it this time, it's like, there's definitely some stuff about it that, like, on a second pass through, when it's not like the excitement of like, oh my god, one of my most favorite RPGs of all time just got a sequel after like 13 years of nothing, of fucking radio silence, like just new game, full ass game out. Like, I feel like I overlooked a lot of things in that excitement that now, coming back to it on a second pass, I feel a little bit like, maybe you guys could have done this better. I went over it a little bit before, sort of after I finished the game, but just coming from the first, The World Ends With You, the second one is like, I feel like it's just not as tightly paced and wound, which makes sense. There's like a lot more characters to juggle, a lot more like arcs to have to think about and progress all at once. And I do think it's like pretty good in the end, but the middle was a little rough. On a second pass, I would say. But I'm really glad to have seen it through again. I'm glad people had a fun time watching it. I have gushed about that series so much in my time playing them on here, but they really are just incredibly important and special to me, and I highly recommend anybody look at them if you are even like a little bit interested in what they have going on. I mean, those of you that were watching my streams the whole way through, you know, they're still fun to play. I do think the combat is very like engaging if you get into it and learn how it works. So if you ever want to check them out sometime, do it. They're awesome. All right, well, that is every game that I played and finished in my first year of streaming. I feel like most of this makes sense to me. I didn't really have to like think too hard about most of these. But yeah, it's been really awesome. I played a lot of games this year. A lot of, like, long games, too. Like, when I was getting the box art for all of these to put this little tier maker together, I was thinking, like, gosh, it feels like I played more games than this. Like, I feel like I streamed more than this, but, like, you gotta remember that some of these are long RPGs that took up to 7 streams in Neo: The World Ends With You's case. 7. But it was awesome. Let's see. That is what I've got as far as looking backwards. And then before I send you off, I will show you a list of games I'm thinking about playing in the near future. This is not like ordered, this is not a promise of anything, but there are some games that I've been looking forward to giving a try. So here's what I got for you. Here's my list of stuff that I might stream in my second year of streaming. I want to play Doom, the original Doom. It's a big deal for some reason. I want to learn about it. Sonabi is a game that has come as like a personal recommendation from a friend. I am always looking for those. So whenever a friend brings something over to me, and says, "Hey, I think this is gonna be your shit," I love checking those out, and they're often correct. Friends don't let me down. I want to win Zero Ranger for real, you guys. I want to get enlightened, and part of the reason that I want to get enlightened in Zero Ranger is because I do want to play Void Stranger. I've heard so much about it. I have actually tried to play the game a little bit, but found myself getting a little bit like stuck and frustrated and feeling like, oh man, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't like Sokoban enough. I don't like this kind of puzzle, but I think I want to try to push through it. I think having the encouragement of stream chat will help me. I think I will have a guide, like a basic spoiler-free guide to just like tell me about any puzzle that I get tired of. I got it all planned out. We're gonna get through it. I don't know if I like Sokoban enough for this. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the people I know who are like crazy about the game are like big puzzle game fans in general, which makes sense. Let's see, Shinobi 3, also a friend recommendation from Fire Mountain, who's in the chat right now. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of action platformers on stream, and so that is one that has come highly recommended. I want to give it a shot sometime. It seems like a good-ass game. I'm probably not going to go for the 1cc or whatever. I'll probably just try to beat it, but I don't know. If I have fun with it, maybe I'll go for some challenging stuff. More challenging than beating the game. I'm sure that beating the game will be a challenge for me to start. Jewels of the Oracle. That's a game that I played in my very distant past. It's like a Windows 95, 98 game. It also came out on Sega Saturn, but it is kind of a point-and-click puzzle collection game with a lot of like pre-rendered 3D CG backgrounds and like fucking FMV cutscenes for whenever something moves. It's pretty awesome. I feel like not a lot of people have seen it or know about it, but I really want to look at it again sometime and kind of share it with everybody, because there's some stuff about it that is really stuck in my mind since I first played it. It's so weird. Gazillionaire, another weird Windows 95-ish game that I played when I was younger. Monty has actually heard of this one. We've had a little bit of conversation about this. You hear that revisiting Gazillionaire is like going to hell. Well, I can't wait. I can't wait for that. I can't wait to go to hell. I'm sure I will go to hell. That game, if you don't know about it, it is kind of a space capitalism simulator. It's like basically a spreadsheets game, but with like random events that can happen. You're trying to buy and sell shit to make money, make your company rich. Flying around the solar system, buying goods and selling them on other planets. It's pretty goofy. It's like a small team made it. Very strange art and like all the sound effects in it are like people making sounds with their mouth. Funny voice clips all over the place. Oh, it's so goofy. It is such a awful but funny game. I can't wait to look at it again. Some of the worst art ever. Titanfall 2. So, I already mentioned Doom up at the top of the list, but one of the things that I want to do this year is I've not really played a lot of first-person shooters, FPSs. So I wanted to get a couple of suggestions from people I know that do play those, of like which ones I should check out, which ones are noteworthy. And this name came up so often, so I'm gonna give it a look sometime. It seems like people who don't enjoy FPSs that much even liked it, so it seems very promising. Ultra Kill, kind of same thing, where it's like a shooter that somebody recommended to me. It's also sort of like a character action game at the same time, as far as I know. Looks really cool, seems really cool. The aesthetics are awesome. I'm quite looking forward to giving it a look myself. Rusted Moss, that was on my list, but I honestly don't remember too much about it, so I'm gonna just remind myself really quick. Oh, it's a twin-stick shooter Metroidvania where you have a grappling hook. Yes. I want to play that game. It seems good. And yeah, I like Metroidvanias. I haven't really played too many of those. I started I started Nine Souls, but then fell off of it really quickly. Not because I was having a bad time, just because distractions and so much other shit going on in my world. But I do like a good Metroidvania. I do love a grappling hook. I love moving around and doing awesome movement tech. Should be good. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky is, I wanted to explore the kind of mystery dungeon genre more, but I didn't want to just pick up Shiren the Wanderer. A lot of people are streaming that already, and I've heard a lot of people speak really highly of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, so I definitely want to give it a look. I've heard it's got some very emotional story beats. I'm quite curious to see how that goes. I've never seen them or played them myself, so yeah, that should be a fun time. I like Pokemon. I like the normal Pokemon games. It'd be kind of like that, I guess.
Keta, you are so cool and inspiring, and it's been amazing to see your power grow to many more years in the atelier.
Oh, thank you, Nimi. It's so good to see you. I was just reminiscing on when we played Rabbit and Steel together and talking about how that game is going to get an expansion or some such at some point. I'm excited to get back to it. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I want to check out that mystery dungeon. Get into the mystery dungeon mindset. Yeah, buddy, we're gonna do it. We're gonna co-op it just like old times. Phantasy Star 4. I want to check out a bunch of other RPG series that I have not really played before. Phantasy Star being one of them. I've like dabbled a little bit in Phantasy Star Online. Whatever the free PC version is. I played that a little bit with some friends. I didn't get super far in it, but I definitely want to check out one of the original Phantasy Star, not online, Phantasy Star offline games. And 4 has come highly recommended from many people that I know and trust the opinions of. Oh, Hexagon Witch, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. It's been a great year so far. Just kind of going over stuff I might do in year number 2. Phantasy Star 4, though. Yeah, a lot of people have said it's really great. I want to give it a look sometime. I want to play more Sega games in general between that and Shinobi 3. Because I never was a Sega kid. So I've only really played like the biggest big hits. Your Sonics, your Treasure games, etc. Little Goody Two Shoes. I've heard a lot of good things about this game from some of my RPG friends who I talk about JRPGs and other types of RPGs with. Hollowbell the Fairy, my good friend, has been playing this game and has me so curious about it. I really want to check it out sometime. I heard it's got Yuri. I heard it's got like religious trauma. So probably pretty good, right? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to meet the girls. I think the art looks really nice in that game too, from what I remember seeing of it. It's very Yuri. Oh, that's so good to hear. That's exciting. Religious trauma and Yuri go hand in hand. Misericord, you guys. Pocket Mirror is also good. Never heard of this Pocket Mirror, but it looks pretty good. Yeah, I wanna play that Little Goody Two Shoes sometime. Unsighted, another friend recommendation. I've also heard is Yuri, of course. It sounds really interesting from what I've heard about it. So I will be looking into that at some point this year. I just realized I keep talking about this like this year or last year or whatever, but it's kind of like I started streaming in March, so I have sort of like a Quettatonia fiscal year sort of thing going on. But yeah, I want to check out that Unsighted. The concept sounds amazing. Yeah, lots of cool folks I know say it's really good. I will play it. Pandora's Tower, and also The Last Story. These are 2 games that were part of a campaign the English-speaking video game community was putting on called Operation Rainfall. Please, Nintendo, localize some of these Nintendo Wii RPGs. Please. I played Xenoblade, but I didn't play the other 2 games that were sort of in that. So I'm curious to see what they're about sometime. The Last Story I know a little bit more about than Pandora's Tower. The Last Story being a Mistwalker game, so a lot of like former classic Final Fantasy sort of staff involved on that. Yeah, I don't know very much about it. I feel like I've never really heard people say much of anything about like either of these games, so I want to at least give them a look sometime. Yeah, I don't know. I like RPGs. I want to see whatever weird ideas people have for them, whatever strange experiments they've done. Should be interesting if nothing else. Signalis. Signalis is a survival horror kind of spooky resource management kind of game, like Resident Evil style. It's extremely Yuri, robot girls, gay stuff, messy relationships. I have actually played a little bit of it in the past, but I feel like it was hard for me to stick to, so I'm kind of hoping that by making it a stream game, I can see it all the way through, because that has often been helpful and has been kind of like a goal of streaming. Holds me accountable. Not always though. If I'm not having fun playing a game, I'll just put it down, but I don't think that it was necessarily like I was having a bad time with it. It was just like I put it down and never came back to it. But we'll finish it. We'll finish it live. Hyper Light Drifter is a game that I have played in the past and really thoroughly enjoyed. It is up there among my favorites. I'm not gonna say like top any particular number, but it's, you know, it really resonated with me. I thought it was very cool and fun. The presentation of it is awesome. There's like no dialogue in the game, but it still manages to communicate so much just through its art and music and aesthetics. Really cool stuff. I'm excited to go through it again. And part of the reason that I wanted to go through it again is because Heart Machine Studio, the ones who made that game and the game after it on the list, Solar Ash, they are making another Hyper Light game. It's in early access right now. It's a little bit rough, so I haven't really tried it out myself, but I am excited for the finished thing. There's a little drifter in Quettatonia. Yeah, maybe so. I like that drifter. Solar Ash is the next game that Heart Machine made after Hyper Light Drifter. I feel like it's a little bit less talked about and a little bit like I feel like people don't really know about it as much. But I had a really good time with it when I played it a couple years ago. So I really want to play it again and show it off to people. There's some like amazing Yuri and Solar Ash that I feel like more people should know about. More people should be talking about it. The movement is super fun. It's like, what if Shadow of the Colossus was a little less challenging, but like had awesome schmovement instead of being a sort of like clunky, like intentionally clunky and like unwieldy experience. It's cool. It's so cool. Solar Ash has Yuri. It's awesome. Yeah, I want to play that again. I had a good time with it. Cubivore, Survival of the Fittest. You know, we love evolution. We love to see one creature evolve into another. We love when Hexagon Witch subscribes to my channel. Yeah, it seems like a really funny game. I've never played it before, but I've been so curious about it for so long. I really want to give it a shot. I want to see what it's all about. Yeah, very strange looking game, but I love the style of it. I've not even really like watched that much of it. I'm just so curious. I need to know. Tunic. Tunic is like a Zelda-ish game, I think. A puzzle adventure, cute little fox guy game. Clearly inspired by The Legend of Zelda. I've heard it's got some pretty cool puzzle stuff going on in it. I've been curious about it for some time. Tunic is a stream in a fake category and tell everyone to shut up kind of game. Yeah, I bet. Game about walking behind shit. Wow. Yeah, I'm curious about it. I definitely want to try to figure things out on my own, so I will have to be careful about any silly oversharers in chat. But we'll see how it goes when we get there. These last two things on the list, I thought it might be fun to do like streamed fighting game lobbies sometime. I do those fairly often on my Discord server. Just get people to hang out and chat and fight in whatever game we're playing at the time. But I haven't really been doing fighting game stuff on stream as much. I was doing a bit of that actually pretty early on into my first year of streaming. And yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking to like play fighting games while also streaming, but it'd be something fun, I think, and something that I could probably get more comfortable with if I just like did it more. But yeah, I don't know. Fighting games are cool. I like sharing them with people. I like playing them with people. I like showing people that you don't have to be like a Evo champion, god, black belt master to play them. You can just like hit buttons and have fun with your friends. Just however serious you want to take it. It's so cool. Definitely feeling it after the Guro tournament yesterday. Fighting games is something so magical. And then, yeah, like art and drawing streams. I feel like I would feel pretty self-conscious about my process on those, but part of why I want to do it is because I feel like it would be, you know, a challenge that I would like to work through. I would like to get more comfortable. Just like showing my process, I guess. I've been doing some like group drawing stuff with some of my friends. And that's been like somewhat nice practice for that and kind of had me thinking about it. Oh, Krungo. I missed your message earlier, but thank you. Here's to 500 more years of Krungo Kong. Hexagon Witch says, I'd love to learn fighting games, but I don't think I could stream it. Yeah, that's fair. It's very, I don't know. There's a lot of, like, unglamorous stuff about, like, especially starting to learn a fighting game. So it feels like maybe not the best for streaming. Also, it can kind of, like, affect your mood in various ways, depending on, like, your personality and, like, how things are going. So I definitely understand having some apprehension about streaming them, and I've had sort of similar in the past, but I think it can be quite fun for those who are interested in such games. I feel like that's all I got, really. I don't know if I have anything more to add. Well, no, I guess I have a couple more things to say. What am I thinking? I just want to say that it's been a great year of streaming so far. It's been a lot of fun for me. I've played a lot of games that I was meaning to play. You know, showing people a lot of games that are really important and cool to me, and sort of talking about my experiences with them. It's been really awesome. I feel like I've made a lot of strong connections and friendships through streaming. It's been motivating me to do more art stuff. I don't know. I feel like it's just overall been really good for me. So I have no reason to stop. I'm still probably never say never, but I don't really see myself being on like a regular schedule for streaming. You know, I'm usually streaming at least once on the weekends, like Sunday, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of like having it just open and whenever I feel like it. But yeah, I wanna do it more. I wanna play more games. I wanna play all these games that I've listed here. I want to collab with more people. I want to do all kinds of shit. I want to make more stuff. Yeah. Okay, I think that's everything. I think that's all I got. Let's see. I think I'm going to find somebody to raid us into, and then I'm gonna go do other stuff. We do first to 100 Bushido Blade. Here's to year 2. Wow. We're doing it. We're moving on to the second year of Quettatonia. We've left no games. That's not true. I was gonna say that we finished off everything, but I didn't finish Zero Ranger, so that would be a big lie. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for being here today, for being here in general, for being my friends, for supporting the stream, for hanging out, for gaming with me, for being great people, being good to each other. You're gonna see more of me. You'll see me around. Yeah, that's all I got. Thanks, everyone. Been great. I really appreciate everything. Had a lot of fun playing Neo the World Ends with you today. And we'll see you next Quettatonia. Goodbye, everyone.
Gonna say anything different, but I